Jerry Rice and his company is giving out NIL deals. They're signing some people, but it's pretty disappointing because it's not doing much for his alma mater. We're going to talk about it, whether it matters or not. It does matter. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here at the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, the GOAT, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is obviously, arguably, one of the greatest football players to ever play the game at the college level, at the NFL level. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVPs, multiple. Leads every wide receiver statistical category. I don't have to list all this stuff off for you. You know who Jerry Rice is. You also know, if you know who Jerry Rice is, you know that he went to an HBCU. You also know he didn't just go to an HBCU. He went to a very, very small HBCU called Mississippi Valley State. And Mississippi Valley State has a head coach, Vincent Dancy, that's doing a lot of great things right now. And Jerry Rice has even been inspired to even talk about HBCU football more in the more recent times. Not really because of Coach Dancy, but mainly because of Coach Prime, his former teammate, the guy who won a Super Bowl with. But I was up, this morning, saw this article from On3, their NIL department or their NIL site or whatever, and it talked about a new NIL partnership that Jerry Rice is in with his sports drink, his energy drink company that he started and founded with his daughter. And this is what it looks like. And I'm going to tell you the problem, not just myself, but I see other people have with this. It says Pierce Clarkson, who was a commit to the University of Louisville, shout out to the Cards. Pierce Clarkson partners with Jerry Rice's energy drink company through NIL deals. So Jerry Rice and his company Goat Fuel has teamed up with Pierce Clarkson. Once again, he started Goat Fuel with his daughter, Jackie Rice. And Clarkson is a four-star prospect headed to Louisville this fall to play quarterback at U of L. Now, well, actually, no, he's not headed this fall. He's headed into his senior year. But regardless, this talks about, how they've teamed up with Clarkson. He's a class 2023 quarterback out of California and to promote Fuel. Now, obviously, Rice has ties to California. He played for the San Francisco 49ers for a long time. And they talk about some of the athletes that are on the GOAT Fuel roster, including Trey Lance, who is the current quarterback of the 49ers, Tyler Hero, the Miami Heat sixth man of the year, and for the Miami Heat in the NBA. And it also talks about one other athlete who has an NIL deal that's in college, and that's Rayquan Smith, the king of NIL, the guy at Norfolk State who has like the most NIL deals of any player in college. And he goes to a historically black college, and that is Norfolk State. But a lot of people, including myself, find it interesting that Jerry Rice, who went to an HBCU, the HBCU being Mississippi Valley State, hasn't inked the NIL deal with no one from Valley. Now, why is that interesting? Because Valley, historically, doesn't have the most resources. And Valley has a really good football team. And Valley has some really good players on their team, including a guy I just recently had on my show, Caleb Johnson. Now, I'm not telling where Jerry or the Rice family, the Goat Fuel family, or whatever to do with their money, but it's disappointing. Jerry Rice understands what it's like to go to Mississippi Valley State. Jerry Rice also has close ties to the current Valley team because his quarterback that he set all the records with, Willie Totten, is the current quarterback's coach at Valley. So he's on the coaching staff at Valley. And Rice has talked about how he's been inspired to help and give back because of Coach Prime. And all of that sounds good when you're getting interviewed by HBCU Legends. Shout out to HBCU Legends and Cal Mosley. But where's the action? What are you actually doing to contribute back to your school? Valley recently just had a fundraiser where they were looking to raise $50,000. And they did it. Shout out to y'all, the Valley fans, the Valley alumni. You guys helped them reach their goal and actually blew past the goal. Last I checked, and when I talked to Caleb, I told him, I was like, yo, it was at 61,000 to like renovate some of the things taking place with their football team. Get a new field, get some new jerseys, upgrade some of the stuff. They deserve, those young men down there at Valley in Itabena deserve to have nice things. And because they're working their tail off. Like they are competing against everybody. They're winning games people didn't think they're supposed to be winning. And now they're recruiting at a level that they haven't recruited in a while. Shout out to Coach Dancy and his staff. But your most famous alumni, arguably the greatest football player ever, doesn't look like he's playing his part. Coach Prime, as much flack folks love to give Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, for what he was doing in his braggadocious ways and all that stuff at Jackson State, Coach Prime has been the number one supporter of Valley, outside of the Valley folks. He's been a number one supporter. He told Coach Dancy to help him get his field. He visited their facilities and visited their campus to see what it looked like, see what needed to be done, see what needed to be replaced, see what needed to be upgraded. He has allowed Coach Dancy access to his camps, his field, the prospects coming to the Deion Sanders camp. Coach Dancy was right there. He has built a crazy great bond and relationship with Coach Vincent Dancy that will only benefit the conference in a positive manner moving forward. That relationship between Prime and Dancy being a Jackson State alum, that is only going to bolster the conference, because if Jackson State is good and Valley is good and Grambling is good and Southern is good, the conference continues to bolster up. You get better TV deals, you get better ratings, which leads to better TV deals, which leads to more resources. I've spoken about this 100,000 times, and I will continue to speak about it till I'm blue in the face. This is a good thing, and Prime understands that. Don't get it twisted. On Saturdays, they're going to go at each other's neck. Dancy, his Delta Devils, and their brute force power team, like they are a bully team, a power run bully team. And Prime, with his QB1, his son, Shedeur Sanders, bringing in 5-star recruits like Travis, when they go at it, they're going to collide on the field. But outside those white lines, these dudes are friends. These men are cordial. These men are trying to help build each other's program. Prime sees where Valley is lacking and trying to help build them up, because he knows if Valley is good and Valley is competitive and Valley actually has a chance of beating him, that's going to make him a better coach. That's going to make his team a better team. That's going to make his players work even harder in practice, not to get upset or not to get beat by a Valley team who they know. It won't like they know that they'll be able to go in there and walk over this team who they know is going to bring it to them on Saturday. And so I say all of that to say, this still is. It's not like it can just end, right? It's not like it's just over. But this is a perfect chance for Jerry Rice, the most famous alum, the most recognizable alum of Mississippi Valley State, to get back to his alma mater, to get back to an HBCU, to get back to the conference, to help make him famous, to help make him a first-round pick, to help make him what he became in the NFL. This man went first round out of Mississippi Valley in the 80s to the 49ers, helped revolutionize football with the West Coast offense and the way he was able to play. I'm not taking anything away from Jerry Rice. I'm just saying there's a golden opportunity there with your company, Goat Fuel, the energy drink, and the new NIL rules with the NCAA, to get back to your school, to be the forefront, to be a brand sponsor, to be a sponsor at Valley, to have Goat Fuel everywhere, right? Just like Jackson State does with like Aflac and Pepsi. You could do that with Goat Fuel of Mississippi Valley. Not granted, it's not the biggest crowd. It's not the most populated area. I understand that. But sometimes things mean a lot more than just the financial gains. I think I want to say Shedeur Sanders might even tweeted this out. And it was, it's smart. It's been said 1,000 times, but it was pretty cool to see him tweet this out. He said, relationships are worth more than money. What Jerry Rice would be able to do by having Goat Fuel be a lead sponsor or an NIL type of deal with Valley would mean more than just the monetary value that he, his daughter, and his company will receive. People would actually be very, very proud, very, very happy that he's giving back to the place that helped him become who he became. Once again, it's not too late. It's not too late. The NIL rules ain't going nowhere. This is not too late. Jerry Rice, you still have an opportunity to do it. Would love to see it done. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think Jerry Rice should do? Should he strike up an NIL deal with this company and someone from Valley? Or should he just make the best financial decision for him? I don't know. I like to think that he could do something for Coach Dancy and his boys down there in Edabina, a place that Rice knows very well. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr. with the Black Boss channel on Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.